I didn't know if my life was going to end. I didn't know if I was going to be paralyzed. It was a very scary surgery. When I saw my mom after getting the MRI where they found the tumor, she was just in tears. And I immediately knew that something was wrong. Like, we thought it was growing pains. I was growing really fast. I was like a growing boy and I ate a ton of foods. My parents were like, "Oh, he's growing. He's just, about to go through puberty and that's why he's having all these pains." But it was really the tumor causing all of that pain. And oddly enough, it was a tumor in my, like, right by my spinal cord in the middle of my back, and it was somehow triggering pain in my hip. So I would just like whack my hip all the time.
That must have been so tough for your parents. How do
Yeah.
you think you would feel if you had to reverse the roles now that you're a dad, hearing that diagnosis
So
for like one of
I
our boys?
I honestly, I heard this when we were at St. Jude learning about cancer patients there and how that affects the families. And I feel like I would not want to be in the parent situation. I feel like my parents must have just been wrecked
Mm.
going through that. And me thinking about Griffin having a tumor or having cancer or something like that would wreck me. And I would 110% wish that I could switch places. And so I can only imagine how my parents felt when the tumor was found on my back, but I know that they would have definitely switch places with me.
Yeah, so thank goodness like the surgery went well and it actually wasn't a cancerous tumor and
Hmm.
everything was okay, but like do you feel like that scare, well, I mean, it was not even just a scare. You did have a tumor. You did have to get a section of your backbone removed. But do you think that
Yeah.
experience like changed you in some way or changed your childhood?
Funny enough is I don't think we'd ever be here doing this podcast or be on TikTok or any of this if it wasn't for that tumor in my back. And that's because growing up I always did theater, but being stuck in a bed recovering from that surgery, I started to pick up film production and editing, and I would make these silly videos where we would take my Nerf guns and like put like lens flares on the end of the Nerf gun and make it look like we were like shooting things. And I made all these short films as a kid. I have so many stupid dumb videos that I made as a kid, for class projects or just simply for fun, because I got deep into editing and making videos, and that whole thing came out of this tumor on my spine.